I'm Amber, and this is Amber Unabridged. Today I am here to talk about my Monsterathon TBR. For anybody who is unfamiliar, Monsterathon is a readathon created by Cait over at Chapter Cait. This is a readathon that takes place from September 1st through September 30th, so it's the full month of September. It's like a pre-Halloween readathon, so that's kind of fun. There are 3 teams. Each of the teams are based on some sort of like monster theme-ish situation, and it is a competition to see which team can terrorize the most villagers by average. So there are the beasts, the haunts, and the conspiracies. Those are the 3 teams, and there are a number of ways to earn points. I have my handy dandy reading journal here, which I have included my information on. So I'm gonna read it. For every page that you read, you terrorize 1 villager. That's like the main bit. Now, each team also has reading prompts. So there's 4 reading prompts per team. If you read your own team's reading prompts, then you get 100 points for each prompt that you complete. And if you read another team's reading prompts, then you get 50 points for each prompt that you complete. I double checked. They said that you can read a book that fulfills multiple prompts, so you can double up. Other ways to earn points are to read the group short story. There is a story from one book, and there's an alternate story available for free online. I will link that information down below. In addition to the reading prompts and all of that jazz, there are also going to be challenges that will earn you 300 points for completing. One is to post the TBR. Another is to post the Monsterathon tag. There's a mystery challenge. The 4th is to participate in a watch along. And the 5th is to post your wrap up, which I'm sure will look a lot different from this video because my TBRs are useless to me. I am on Team Beasts. So my hosts are Cait at Chapter Cait, Cecilia of Cecilia Reads, and Kasha of Kasha in Bookland. I'll leave their information down below so you can check them out. So we'll get right to the challenges then, after my really long introduction. The first reading prompt is My Swamp. I like that cover. That's a nice looking cover. So pick a book with it's a good looking book. So this is my only reread that I have on my TBR, but it is a book that is part of a series that I've been kind of low-key rereading for a while. I haven't read the last one in a minute, but I love it and it fits. So it is Lock and Key Clockworks by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. I love this series so much. This is the 5th volume in the Lock and Key series, and I love the cover. Just look at that. It is gorgeous. I read this for the first time about 2 years ago, the full series, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And I just found out that there's like a prequel series that they're releasing, and the first issue has already been released. So trust that I'm about to get on that real quick. So that is my pretty cover book that I'm reading. The next prompt is Whispering Woods. Read an underhyped book or a book that you haven't heard much about. I literally picked a book that I just haven't heard anything about. Not like it's underhyped. I don't even know if it's good. I'm hoping it's good. I bought it impulsively, but it's We Were All Someone Else Yesterday by Omar Holman. This is a poetry collection from Button Poetry. The next prompt for Beasts is Lair of the Babadook, which is to read a book with LGBTQIA plus representation. So for this, I am going with The Wanting Seed by Anthony Burgess. official family limitation glorifies homosexuality. So I feel like there's going to be some homosexuality in this book, and therefore it completes the prompt. I've wanted to read this for probably like 5 years now. So I'm really hoping I actually get to it and don't fail completely like I do most of the time I make a TBR video. The next prompt is Hydra's Hangout, which is to read a mythology-based book. So for this one, I'm going with Irish fairy and folk tales. Those are all of the prompts for the beasts. If I read each of those or read something that fulfills those prompts, then I will get 100 points for each of them. So the next section is for the haunts. This will only be worth 50 points for me if I complete them, but I'm gonna try anyway, because why not go for all the points possible? So the author of this poetry collection is Phyllida Hicks. She is Black, queer, a woman, or possibly non-binary. She's got she, her, they pronouns in the back. So I don't remember why I specifically bought this collection. It sounded intriguing, and I'm hoping that I enjoy it. The next prompt is Your Friendly Neighbor's House. Let a friend pick a book for you to read. So for this, I'm using Irish fairy and folk tales because my friend wanted me to read it after he bought it for me, and I haven't yet, so there you have it. The next prompt is Secret Crypt. Read a mystery or a book with a mystery element. So, for this book, for this choice, I'm going with a Doctor Who novel called The Monsters Inside. I chose that one specifically for this readathon for reasons, by Stephen Cole. I'm obsessed with Doctor Who on a level, and I have a number of the novelizations. I've only read a couple of them, and it's just too perfect to not read one for this. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, everything is always a mystery in Doctor Who. You never know what's going on until you know what's going on. So I figure there's got to be some kind of mystery going on here. So that's what I'm reading for that. The next prompt in the haunts section is A Moment of Peace, a comfort read. So because I'm trying to read all books that I haven't read previously, aside from The Lock and Key, which I probably could have chosen for this, but whatever, I kind of went with themes that I find comforting. I have this box set of Time Lord fairy tales, again, obsessed with Doctor Who, and it's all these like little books. I love mini books. I'm really obsessed with mini books. Apparently I'm obsessed with a lot of things. But they're Time Lord fairy tales, so they're all kind of retellings, which I'll come back to later. But this one specifically is Cinderella and the Magic Box. So this is what I'm choosing for my comfort read because A, Doctor Who is very comforting to me, but also I really love Cinderella retellings. It just appeals to me for some reason. So I figured that I would really love this and it would just make me really happy to read it. So that's my choice for this one. So the next prompts are for conspiracies. Again, if I complete these, then I will receive 50 points for my team, the Beasts. And so the first prompt is Area 51. Read a book involving mutants or aliens. So for that, I am choosing Doctor Who, The Monsters Inside. For anybody who is not familiar with Doctor Who, it is about an alien who travels through time and space in his blue police box called a TARDIS. This one takes place in deep space, over many planets. I feel like they're going to run into some other aliens. There's a lot of appropriate answers, but I'm just really in a Doctor Who mood lately. So that's what I went with. The next prompt is Rearview Mirror. Read an indie book or a book published more than 5 years ago. I just looked at the list, and this was written over 5 years ago. It was originally published in 1962, so been a minute. Yeah. So that fills that prompt. Now the next prompt is the upside down. Read a retelling. So as I mentioned, the Doctor Who fairy tales in my you can still kind of see them. And there's more Doctor Who books. They're fairy tale retellings in the context of Doctor Who worlds. But the next book is Little Rose Riding Hood, which is appropriate because Rose is the name of the character on the book of the Doctor Who novel that I've chosen. So that's that. So it's obviously a Little Red Riding Hood retelling in a Doctor Who world with space and time travel and all kinds of fun shenanigans. And then the last prompt is The Bunker. Read a book with disability or deaf representation. So again, because I was trying to read primarily books that I haven't read before, I wasn't sure what books have disability representation in them. I saw somebody post a really, really useful list on Twitter on the Monsterathon page, or in response to somebody also trying to find disability representation. And I found a book on that list that I've already been very interested in reading that I didn't know had disability representation. So I'm going with that. I don't own the book, but I do have it available on Hoopla, I believe. So I'm going to read it on my Kindle, and that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that I want to read it, and I'm going to. So those are all of the books that I'm planning to read for the prompts. I'm kind of trash at TBRs. I am a really serious impulse reader, so this could change. I might read 3 of them to try to fit all of them, or I might read completely different things, or like 2 of the things on my list, and who knows. But in addition to the books for the prompts, again, anything you read, every page counts towards a villager terrorized. So the more you read, the more points you get for your team. So I'm also going to read a handful of other things. That is going to be seriously up to interpretation in a lot of ways, but I'm in the middle of a couple things. I doubt I'll finish them before September 1st. A lot of these would complete challenges for the If You Got It, Read It Challenge 2020, which I've been working on all year, slowly. So hopefully I can knock out a couple birds with my book stones. Yeah, so who knows what else I'll get to. There may be a handful of things. There may be nothing else. I may not finish all of this. I tried to pick short books or easier, quick reads generally so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed and that I could hopefully get through everything. And we'll see how that works for me. But I'm pretty excited. I hope that I can help the team beasts, terrorize some villagers. That's the goal. If you are participating in the Monsterathon, comment down below. Let me know what team you're on and if you've posted a TBR that I can check out. So that's pretty much all I got. Thank you for watching and happy reading.